Good start, but we now go to Dunfermline for what I expect is going to be a tough game. What's your thoughts ahead of that one?
Yeah, like you say, it's going to be a tough game. Obviously, I played them 4 times last year, and all the games are tough. So just need to be ready, get good preparation this week, and yeah, just look forward to it.
They've maybe had less of a turnover in playing staff than a lot of people might have anticipated in the summer, but with Neil Lennon having been there for that longer period, haven't had that chance to bed in, are you expecting a sort of different side than the one that we played towards the end of the season?
Potentially, yeah. He's obviously a really good manager with a lot of experience, so I'm sure he'll kind of have them playing the way he wants to play. But like it's just kind of about us. We need to focus on ourselves, and it was a good start on Saturday, so hopefully we can just kind of keep that going.
The way that we dug ourselves back into the game and could have gone on to win it towards the end as well is going to stand us in good stead. But do you guys feel like things are starting to click for you at this early part of the season?
Yeah, I would say so. I thought kind of first half we didn't really start with the sort of intensity that we had in the second half. So it's just about kind of trying to get that intensity, get the ball back in quick, and that's kind of the way we want to play. So the more often we can do that, the better for us. But yeah, I think it has been a good start, and obviously quite unfortunate to go out of the League Cup. So, but a lot of good performances, and just kind of take confidence from that and take that into Saturday.
I suppose at this stage of the season, although there's some familiarity with Dunfermline in terms of their personnel, and it's a stadium you know well, and we've obviously been to a number of times over the last few years, you can't really know too much about each other at this stage in the season. So is it more about just keeping it simple and focusing on what we're going out to do?
Yeah, probably. Obviously we'll end up playing them 4 times, so kind of by the end of the season you'll know the way they play, and it'll be a bit more familiar. But like you say, it's the first time playing them this season, and they might be a bit different, they might not. So it's just kind of about what we do, like you say, and yeah, we'll just try and focus on ourselves.
How are you finding the sort of more advanced role that you've been playing in so far this season? I think, to be fair, you were almost like playing as a kind of striker towards the end of last season anyway. But how have you found it so far this season?
Yeah, it's been a bit different. Playing up there on my own, kind of got to play the game a wee bit different. Obviously last year was kind of more of a 2 up front, so not all the sort of focus was on me being up there on my own. But no, I've enjoyed it. Kind of just about learning new things and kind of where to be and stuff. But I'm enjoying it, and if the gaffer wants me to play there, I'll give my all, and yeah, just keep trying to improve as much as I can.
Gets you 1 or 2 dunts in the back though, I suppose, from centre halves.
Yeah, it's probably a bit more physical. Kind of feeling that today as well. So, but no, I'll be all good for Saturday, and yeah, just look forward to it.
And I suppose with your teammates, with Gratz and with Ewan Henderson, and even like Liam McStravick and a lot of the other players, you seem to kind of rotate and move a lot throughout the game. So I suppose that must make it difficult for the opponents as well. I guess that's the idea.
Yeah, obviously me not being a sort of an out-and-out striker, a sort of natural number 9, it's the gaffer sort of gave me the licence to just sort of roam about, and it's better if I move in a position, my teammates sort of finding, taking up that position, and I think we've been doing that pretty well, and I think we're only going to get better at that. So, like you say, Hendo, Gratz, Strava, they're all smart players, so they can sort of recognise that, and yeah, sort of try and take advantage.
And I suppose, as you rightly point out, the longer it goes, the more you do that and work on it, the more fluid it will become. Yeah,
100%. Even the first goal there at the weekend, I kind of drop in, and that opens up the space for Hendo. So it's hopefully going to keep getting better, and yeah, I'm just enjoying it.
When we spoke to Ewan after the game, he mentioned that he and you had been out essentially all last week after training, working on different types of shots on goal and stuff like that. So building wee relationships there and working together on the training ground, is that something that you've been doing a lot of with your teammates?
Yeah, like Hendo says, we were out kind of last week just after training, just doing a few shots and stuff, and sort of speaking about things, and obviously he gets the benefits of that week there, scoring 2. So yeah, like you say, kind of the more sort of relationships you can build up, and you just sort of know the way each other are going to play. Obviously he's only just signed, and it's only been a few games, but I've enjoyed playing with him, and hopefully we can sort of keep building that relationship. Yeah.
And hopefully it'll be your turn on Saturday to reap the benefits.
Yeah, I think it's my turn to score now. So no, it's like Hendo says, you'll sort of provide me if you can, and the same for him, same with Gratz. You know, I don't think anyone's too sort of selfish or anything. So yeah, just if the ball's there, just kind of play it, and yeah, hopefully get a couple of goals on Saturday.
It's a good time of the year, I suppose, to be going to East End Park. I mean, I say that, it could be weather like on Monday when we go there. You never know, it is Scotland in the summer. But with the way that surface has been in the past, is it a good time to be getting them early in the season when it's not going to be too run over?
Yeah, the sort of pitch at the end of last season was quite difficult, and we had to adapt to that. But no, it should be good this week, and hopefully it'll suit the way we want to play, kind of getting the ball down and passing it. So yeah, it's a game we're all really looking forward to.
Brilliant, Chris. We will see you on Saturday. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you.
Rhys, obviously a decent start to the league campaign on Saturday. How has recovery been since what was a really competitive game?
Really kind of normal in terms of the recovery process. We come in Monday obviously with the weather and the kind of storm and stuff. We were a wee bit kind of disjointed and had to juggle things around, but still managed to get the recovery and everybody kind of came through okay. So really good, really pleased with the level of performance and result again. Like I said, I mean, nitpicky, could probably nick 3, but coming away from the game being kind of 2-0 down and coming away with a point was a right good positive.
It's one of 4 draws out of the 5 games in the league, so does that maybe kind of give us an indication as to what the season might be like in the division?
Aye, possibly. I think probably for most teams, everybody's looking to get off to that kind of positive start, but they don't want to kind of overcommit and get off to a poor start. So again, can only speak on behalf of us, and as I say, to come back from 2 goals down against a strong level of opposition who are obviously going to be one of the favourites for the league was really pleased.
The next game then, we go to Dunfermline East End Park. Nothing each draw for them at Morton, but by all accounts they were the stronger side and probably felt they could have, or on a different day would have won that game. So what are you expecting from them?
Tough, again, be a tough game. It's away from home. Obviously Neil's got his kind of new players and stuff in, so he's had a lot more time to kind of go through things at pre-season, probably put more his stamp on things, what he's looking to achieve. They've had a wee bit of investment, they've brought kind of good additions in, and they've had a good positive start to the League Cup campaign as well. And as you said, the game over at Morton, I think they were the better team and probably deserved to get the 3 points. Obviously watched it back, and not many teams will say that. We'll go to Capello and comfortably probably deserved the 3 points, but if it wasn't for a good kind of save or 2 from the goalie, then they possibly could have had that. But listen, we're going away from home. We know notoriously in the past when we went there, they're always tough games, and obviously Saturday will be no different.
You touched on it there, and Neil Lennon's been in that wee bit longer now, and when he was given the job to begin with, it was probably a sort of stabilisation job that he had to put in. Now he's had that extra time. Are you expecting them to be a different prospect in the team that we drew nothing each with in the last time we played?
Aye, definitely. It's hard because obviously Neil will tell you that firsthand, that he's come in at a period in the season where results and the objective was keeping them in the league, and he's not had a lot of time to build relationships, work on kind of certain things that probably take a little bit of time. He wasn't afforded that luxury with kind of the position that they were in, but ultimately they achieved what he kind of set out to do. And as you said, he's then kind of regrouped, managed to bring in a few fresh faces, managed to get time probably throughout pre-season, get the group together, and then probably start to hammer in the message and probably wee ideas and kind of ways that he's looking to do things longer term. So listen, we're expecting a tough side. I think they'll be much better and much stronger this time round as opposed to when we played them at points last season, just with kind of everything going on, change of manager and all that as well. So they seem to be in a much better position kind of mentally and stuff. So we know it's going to be a tough game, but again, we're on the back end there, a good positive result, good couple of positive performances and stuff as well, and a decent kind of start to the pre-season and obviously the season started.
As a supporter watching on from the side, there's been lots of things that I've taken encouragement from the way we've been playing. As a coach watching on, are you seeing the sort of development and the progress of the team and what you're wanting them to do and what they're trying to do out there?
Aye, and again, testament has to go to the boys with having that time at pre-season where you've got 3, 4, 5 weeks to work on things and go through the kind of repetition process of what you're trying to achieve, and I think we've scored a few goals with things that we've worked on the training ground, which has been really pleasing. To see things that you work on a daily basis come to fruition on a Saturday is always rewarding and pleasing. And then on the flip side of that, we've managed to get bodies back fit. We've managed to look strong. I think on Saturday as well we looked extremely fit. Our numbers and data and stuff would suggest that as well. So really pleased from where the boys are at in terms of physically. Mentally, the boys are in a good place as well. And as I say, we're probably now looking forward to Saturday.
Alex King had to come off in the first half. How has he recovered from the game on Saturday?
He's a lot better, to be fair. It was an impact one. So it was, I don't know if it was a knee or a bang on his glute, which kind of almost the sciatica kind of feeling, just couldn't quite lift his leg Saturday going into Sunday. But by the time Sunday evening came in into Monday, he was getting a lot more movement and stuff through his legs. So that'll be an impact one that we'll monitor, and we'll obviously work with the physio and try and get him available, but it shouldn't be anything to worry about.
Everybody else come through okay? There was a bit of a heart drop moment when Aidan was down holding his knee briefly, but he finished the game. Does that mean that we should expect him to be all right as well?
Aye, it was one of the ones that I think it was on a grass pitch, he probably slides, but because it's on the Astro, his knee just kind of makes that kind of thud and impact, and I think the big one was just banging the ground in frustration at how sore it was more than anything. But come through the game, looked really strong. Dean McMaster come through the game. Obviously they two have been in a process of building their minutes, so to get the bulky 90 minutes for Aidan and whatever it was, 85 or something for Dino as well is really positive. We've managed to get more minutes. I think they look good, look strong, didn't look like they were off the pace as such, and we'll obviously continue to do that. It's not going to be a process that they're just going to get. It's going to take a few games, but they look strong against a good level of opposition. We managed to get obviously Craigie Ross coming on and done really well. Dylan McDonald, Liam McStravick come on, made the impact. Jonas had a kind of good positive impact in the game, minutes in the legs. Hendel gets his 2 goals, so there were loads of positives to take throughout the game. And as I said, the frustrating bit's probably just coming away from having to claw a 2-goal deficit back, because I think the level of performance probably merited more than a point. But as I say, I'm not going to grumble when you're 2-0 down and you manage to nick a point.
And pretty much every team in football is going to be an element of a work in progress at this stage in the season. Your second league game's coming up, but confident and happy with the way things are progressing.
Aye, we've come back to pre-season really kind of strong, fit, looked good. Been certain times throughout that we could do better, but as you say, it's a process. I don't expect the boys to be in kind of peak condition and peak performance levels at this stage of the season. Gradually over time, usually you get a better understanding and guide. We always say roughly by the end or towards the end of the first quarter gives you probably a truer reflection in terms of where you're at. But it's been a positive start in terms of course, I still think we're a few bodies light. It's no secret. But like I say, we're trying to work with the guys upstairs, and they're trying to work to make sure that we can get the right ones in. And I think if we do that and we get the right additions in key areas of the pitch, then it can be really positive.
How are Brucey, Reedy and Strappy getting on?
Really good. Big Reedy's flying. He's had his biodex results and stuff, so he's passed I think 50% of them, so it's now just about trying to get the deficit to within 10% of his stronger hamstring after the surgery. So he's within kind of touching distance there. It's just that final wee stage about getting the load into him, but he's managed to join in parts of training, and then obviously gets things tailored towards his rehab. Brucey's been back running, putting in the fitness work, so he's out in the grass, maybe 10 weeks or something post-op, which is really kind of positive signs in terms of his rehab. Strappy's back again, probably working alongside Reedy in that area, and his is obviously a process. It's just about getting the strength and mobility back in his shoulder after his op. But again, they're two boys that graft, and if there's a chance that they'll be back sooner than expected, then it's going to be there too. So really pleased, and as I say, they're putting the work in, and you'll see that when they come back. They've left no stone unturned. They're making sure they're putting in the work.
Brilliant, Rhys, that's great. We'll see you on Saturday.
Cheers.